Alright, welcome on in. I can get my buttons right. I don't remember what we left off on. A date change. Okay. Sorry for worrying you guys, I'm fine now. Next morning, back on my feet, I called everyone to the hangar and apologized for being in bed for so long. Kumi, thank goodness you're okay. We're so sad. There. I'll make you some porridge with egg later, okay? No thanks on the porridge. I get the feeling Nozomi's been turning more and more sisterly ever since she started looking after Commune. Durami, Yugamu, you two came to visit me a lot. Thanks for cheering me up. Too bad you didn't die so I could have Mistress Tsubasa all to myself. You look so adorable in your catatonic state. I wanted to immortalize you in wax and use you to decorate my room. Hey, stop saying scary things or no dessert. Seriously, stop with the big sister act. Maybe everyone looks like Commune to her now. I wanted to thank Commune too, but there was no sign of her. Maybe she was working on the escape pod. And last but far from least, Tsubasa. She awkwardly averted her eyes. I guess she must be feeling embarrassed about what happened. I decided I would talk to her about it later, then look to Yugamu. He urged me to keep talking with his eyes. Kumi, sorry to do this when you're just getting back, but we need to discuss what happens next right away. If we take too long, round 4 will start. Round 4 will last from day 86 until day 100. Right now is our break. There's no way we're gonna do this the 4th time. Absolutely not. We're all in agreement then. We're not participating in this invader hunt again. But if we want to leave the game, we're going to need to procure fuel for the escape pod somehow. Fuel, as in a large amount of cryptoglobin. Mune said before we'd need the cryptoglobin from the strongest class of commanders. Strongest class of commanders. That Dulcia surely fits the bill. If we can beat him and take his cryptoglobin, we'll definitely be able to launch the escape pod. But he was insanely strong. Her attacks didn't do anything to him. I have PTSD from almost getting killed by him. Are you alright, Mistress Tsubasa? If you need somewhere to puke, aim for my face. That's terrible. I can relate to your nausea. Dulcia is beyond powerful. How is it fair that his defense is enough to nullify every attack? He's the only one we just can't beat. Alone, that is. Alone. I wondered what he was implying, and just then... Please allow me to handle Dulcia. Whoa, when did you get there? Or here? Oh my god, jailbait shrine maiden. Oh boy. It's so cute when you just show up like that. My sister's the cutest girl in the cosmos. True enough, but more importantly, Commune, do you know anything about Dulcia? Dulcia is one of the most renowned warriors in all of history. Naturally, word of his abilities spread throughout the land. And do you know how we can get through those impossible defenses of his? Dulcia, he's permanently cloaked in a mist of divine blood, cryptoblood. The blood he expels is the true form of his impenetrable defense. In order to damage him, you must first destroy his cloak of cryptoglobin. Destroy it? How do we do that? It's quite simple. Use poison. Pure divine blood is weak only to poison, even more so when it's exposed like that. So we need poison that works on cryptoglobin. We'd better figure that out. Wait, hold on. I could swear we already... The cryptoglobin, they absorb courses through their bodies, so I simply need to develop a poison that acts on cryptoglobin. Yugamu, you made a poison that works on cryptoglobin when you killed the previous sponsor, right? Could we use that to beat Dulcia? Yes, I was thinking the same thing. I've already given Commune the poison I made. Yugamu's poison is quite well made. After I make a few improvements to it, it'll be able to break through Dulcia's impenetrable defenses. Things were moving smoothly and quickly. If we keep this momentum going, we'll be able to take down Dulcia and get his cryptoglobin. But don't celebrate just yet. We have another foe who's a far bigger nuisance. Let me guess, the sponsor? Can't get a read on them at all. It's highly likely that they'll insert themselves in our battle with Dulcia. They might even have a more evil trick in store for us. Knowing them, they definitely do. Maybe we should take out the sponsor first? I want to kill Dulcia first. If we keep letting Grandpa wander around outside the old folks' home, it's not gonna be pretty. In short, we have two options right now. Target Dulcia or target the sponsor. Making that decision falls to me as team leader, I suppose. It so pains me to force you to make a decision while you're convalescing, but I would prefer it if our leader chose our choice of action. Whatever you choose, we'll see it through to the end. We take care of Dulcia as soon as possible, or do we take out the sponsor first? If we get Dulcia's cryptoglobin, we can escape, but it's entirely possible the sponsor will throw something at us to stop us. Maybe we should start with the sponsor then? But I really would rather avoid a direct confrontation with them. We already know how to deal with Dulcia, but we don't even know who or what the sponsor really is. Dulcia or the sponsor? I have to make a choice. What am I gonna do here? Dulcia. We'll fight Dulcia. It's way better if we can avoid fighting the sponsor. I have no idea what they might throw at us after all. Avoiding fighting an unknown entity sounds logical to me. Then our next opponent is Dulcia. I'll give it all I've got this time. That ogre popped me like a balloon. I need to get my revenge. Please get to work on the poison for Dulcia. Indeed, follow my divine footsteps toward your fated victory. Commune, I'll help you. I have a bit of medical knowledge. I recall Dulcia said something after we fought him last time. He said he'd come to the school. We'll start anew. Next time it will be at your school. If he says he's gonna come to us, then we'll let him. We'll set up poison traps around the school grounds and be ready and waiting to engage. We'll intercept him. It was settled. We won't participate in round 4. Instead, we made steady preparation for whenever Dulcia eventually showed up. Skipping to 92? Oh, nope, 87. Day 87 was when Dulcia finally showed up at the school, but his entrance completely defied our expectations. In more ways than one. Dulcia had just walked right onto school grounds. After finding him standing out there, we rushed out of the school and over to where he was standing. When did you get here? What happened to the alarm? Why didn't it go off? Alarm? What are you talking about? Is this a commander? Yeah, his name is Dulcia. He's incredibly strong, so look out. I was watching from the roof. He just walked through the wall of fire like it was nothing. This old-timer has to be basically invincible if Undying Flames can't even touch him. This wasn't in the plan. The fight wasn't supposed to start like this. It was all so sudden that we were thrown off. It was gonna be hard for us to even fight properly now. I'll give you 1 minute to calm your minds and prepare to battle. With that, Dulcia turned away and put some distance between us. He's waiting. Did mention he didn't like to do sneak attacks or something before, right? Looks like we've been saved by his code of chivalry. Yeah, we were about to get completely wiped out before we could even get started. We calmed ourselves during the minute we were given. Then we began our battle against the practically invincible commander.
God of the planet, let us begin. Come and prepare to die.
This is our last fight. Everybody, stick to the plan.
What plan? Nobody told us anything.
We have traps buried around the school grounds. We just have to get him to step on one.
Reckless attacks will get you killed. We're going to need to use our wits for this fight.
I was gonna say, doesn't make sense for this fight. Does
not. This is poison gas. I never would have guessed there was a poison that could work on me. My vaunted defense has come crumbling down.
Don't turn tail and run just because your invincibility's gone! We urgently need you to die for us!
Now why would I run? I have been waiting to be cornered like this my entire life. I have always fought to die in battle.
To die?
To die on the battlefield is the fate of all true warriors. Do you not also long for the pleasure of an honorable death?
Absolutely not. Because all we want is to live.
Life and death are two sides of the same coin. For you to live, you must put your enemy to death. Now that the time has come, kill me to gain the life you so deeply desire. To battle!
You win! I did so much work there.
So I've lost. The time of my destruction is upon me. But I have no regrets. I die a warrior.
I still don't get it. Deep down, doesn't everyone want to keep on living?
In this world, sometimes death is more constructive than continuing to live. When I defied that woman, I was ousted from my position as a hero, imprisoned. I despaired of dying in that emptiness. I am truly grateful you all appeared. Because now I can die on the battlefield as a warrior.
Thank you for fighting honorably.
You could have massacred us if you'd opted for a sneak attack instead.
Yeah. I'm glad you were the last enemy we had to face.
It was an honor to have you as my last opponents as well. You are all true warriors. Now, finish me off like the warriors you are, and enjoy your reward of life.
If If we could get Dulcia's cryptoglobin, we could take the escape pod to the artificial satellite. I held my sword over my head, ready to end Dulcia's life, before I could say anything in response. The sponsor's bees descended furiously from above. What are these insects? They lifted Dulcia's body high up in the air, and before I could so much as blink, they sucked all of the blood out of him.
A truly incredible victory! Beating an unfair boss like that means you really are top-class hunters!
Suddenly appearing out of nowhere, the sponsor took control of the scene.
Oh, great. You're always just in time to ruin things.
Get out of here! I don't even want to look at you!
What are you doing here, sponsor? This isn't your scene. Drop Delsha's cryptoglobin and get lost.
Oh, Takumi! I'm so glad to see you're feeling better. But if you're not sick anymore, you should really be hunting. That invader hunt without you is hardly worth running. Turns out, every good game needs a villain. A savage murderer like you.
Shut up and give us the cryptoglobin. Do you want me to kill you right here?
Okay, settle down. I'll give your prize back here.
The sponsor cleared their throat and began to imitate the previous sponsor.
I shall divide this mighty prize among only the most excellent of my hunters. I'll split Delsha's cryptoglobin between the current 3 top players. In first, Garumi Amamiya. In second, Takumi Sumino. In third, Yugamu Omokage. These 3 will receive the reward. Now then, please accept my gift.
The sponsor used the bees to distribute syringes filled with Dulcia's cryptoglobin to the top 3 hunters. All of Dulcia's cryptoglobin ended up in the hands of our team. In other words, we'd be able to launch the escape pod. I desperately fought to keep the smile off my face. I was so happy on the inside that I wanted to dance, but I couldn't show my emotions in front of the sponsor. I needed to tread carefully until we launched the escape pod. With joy in our hearts, knowing we'd outwitted the sponsor, our team left the schoolyard. With Dulcia's cryptoglobin in hand, we headed right for the hangar. We ran down the halls at full tilt. We arrived in the gym, then through the hole hidden under the loose floorboard, went to the escape pod hangar. And we got Dulcia's cryptoglobin. We finally did it. Mew, give me a high five. We held up our hard-won syringes of cryptoglobin and announced the good news to Commune, but... Huh? Commune? Maybe she's taking a nap? Little shrine maiden girl, come on out already. We called out, but Commune didn't come. She must be focused on her work inside the pod. I checked inside, but there was no sign of her in the escape pod either.
Why? Why isn't she here? I told her it was dangerous, so she needed to stay put.
Maybe she noticed we were fighting Dulcia and went to see how it was going.
She was really worried about whether we'd be able to win.
Let's look for her. We can't let the twins find her.
She's more than likely a target of the invader hunt. If the twins find her, they might go after her in hopes of getting her points, like what happened with Ava. We sprinted out of the storeroom and looked all over the school. In every classroom. The infirmary. The war room. The rec room. But no matter where we looked, there was no sign of her. We regrouped in the gym. She's not here. We can't find her anywhere. Mune, where did you go? Stay calm, Nozomi. It's okay. We're gonna find her. But if we still haven't found her, it's possible someone took her. What? If it was Ima or Kako, they might have already taken her outside the school. There's no points if you don't hunt them out. If you don't hunt them outside. And we need to hurry. We should all search outside. We ran through the entrance into the schoolyard in search of Commune, but we found someone blocking our way. The sponsor? Yeah, the sponsor. What's the rush? Is it track and field day? Move. We don't have time for you right now. We squeezed past the sponsor and started to run for the wall of fire. Are you perhaps looking for someone?
Huh?
I skidded to a halt in the dirt and whirled around to face the sponsor. Don't tell me. Did you take Commune? Commune, do you mean that shrine maiden looking girl? How? Of all the people to find her, why the sponsor? Where are you hiding her? Give her back. Give her back right now. No, Nozomi, if you attack them, you'll be breaking the rules. Tsubasa just barely managed to restrain Nozomi from grabbing the sponsor. Sponsor, you abducted her, didn't you? Oh my god, you snatched a little girl, you big freak. You better give her back. Make it quick and I won't tell everyone you're a sick pedo. Can we leave words like abducted and pedo out of this? I was just doing your job of capturing a stray invader loitering on school property. You should be thanking me. I knew it. She must have realized we were fighting and gone to check on us. Unfortunately, she must have run into the sponsor. Give her back. Give Commune back.
Please! Give me back my sister!
The sponsor silently stared at Nozomi as she screamed. They must have found it amusing. They love toying with people's emotions. What do you want, sponsor? What do we have to do to get you to give her back? Tell us what you want right now. You stop accusing me of kidnapping? I swear I didn't snatch that invader girl. Liar, then where is she? What a strange question. She's been with you this whole time. With us? What are you even saying? I mean, I just handed her out to the top 3 players. Handed her out? You mean the syringes? What do those have to do with... And it hit me. A vicious chill ran down my spine. I immediately pulled the syringe out of my pocket. No way. That's Dulce's cryptoglobin in there. It has to be. Wasn't all that much, but that little girl had some cryptoglobin inside of her. I sucked it out of her and put it in that syringe along with Dulce's. Special blood donation service for my hardest workers. The sponsor's laughter echoed across the school grounds. My head spun, and I nearly collapsed on the spot. That means, while we were fighting Dulce, Commune was already... No, you're lying. You have to be lying. I don't believe it. You're messing with it. That's what you think, then take a look. Maybe you'll at least manage to find her body. Where are you? Nozomi was walking on unsteady legs, her expression stunned. Where are you? Answer me, please. After that, we walked every inch of the school in search of Commune. The sponsor was just lying. There was no way she could be dead. What we wanted to believe, but... After night fell, we found a body in the corner of the schoolyard. It was drained of cryptoglobin and completely... desiccated. But we were sure it was her. Wait, Nozomi. I couldn't stop her. She was mad with grief knowing her little sister had been killed. Driven by pure loathing, she charged at the sponsor. Nozomi's attack didn't even graze them through the protection of the bees. And as punishment for violating the rules, she was executed. Oh. I mean, technically we can still escape, it's just not a good ending. A cruel end for Commune. Now we get to start unlocking other endings. I feel like this goes poorly, picking to attack the sponsor. But I guess you can't get much worse than that one. I still want to defeat the sponsor. They're the embodiment of evil. Unless we eradicate them from this world, they'll come back to haunt us again. I fell for their ruse and became a murderer. I can't let anyone else make the same mistake. I totally agree with Takumi. I'll never forgive the sponsor for toying with us and exploiting our kindness. Never. Nobody gets away with harming my dear Takumi. My dear Takumi. Is there something we should know? That was a joke. Just a joke. There's nothing going on between Takumi and me. Nothing at all, right? Right, Takumi? Huh? Oh, yeah. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Like not even a teensy little thing cross your heart and hope to die? What sort of follow-up question is that? I already said it was nothing. Although, I mean, if we're getting technical, there is this one thing. Why are you telling them about that? It just slipped out. Blow up and die, you dumb normies. Only Takumi, though. What is happening? Why are Tsubasa and Takumi fighting all of a sudden? This is more of an expression of love. You'll understand when you're older. Stop it, we have better things to do than tease me. I think we should be talking about this even more. We all want to see you happy, Takumi. What? See me happy? You've been suffering all this time because you took on the toughest role among us. So when we see you happy, it gives us a sense of relief. Basically, we wish for your happiness as much as you wish for ours. Didn't you know we were heartbroken for all those days because you were out of commission? We'll fight the sponsor for daring to inflict so much pain on you just for kicks.
Because making you happy is the only reason we're even fighting.
That moment, I knew in my heart that we could beat the sponsor. With friends like this behind me, I could overcome any cunning or intrigue the sponsor threw at me. This time, we'll succeed. The sponsor is going down. We all exchanged glances and nodded. I vowed to myself that we could defeat the sponsor. Okay, we need to firm up our strategy. If you'll all kindly accompany me to the biolab. By the biolab, there's something I need to show everyone. Something critical to our plan and to beating the sponsor. Igamu led us all to the biolab. Here you go, take a look at these. Igamu retrieved some things from a shelf and laid them out on the desk. These are dismembered parts of a dead body. Yes, indeed. I went around collecting them from all over the schoolyard while we were on our little break. A dismembered body in the schoolyard? Whose is it? There's no mistaking it. These are the body parts of the first sponsor. The one who self-destructed on the last day of the second round. They blew themselves up to hide their identity after they realized the poison was lethal. That must be why some of these body parts are charred. Anyway, I analyzed these assorted remains the other day, and I discovered something very intriguing. This body had already been dead for several years. But the sponsor only self-destructed 20 or so days ago. I was surprised too. I convinced myself I must have made a mistake. So I checked again and again, but the result was always the same. Every corpse had been dead for at least a few months, sometimes years. So my final conclusion was this. The sponsor's true identity was a dead body. Dead body? You mean they were a zombie? Think about it. Doesn't it make a lot of what we knew about them makes sense. They didn't need to eat or sleep, they kept coming back even when we killed them. That's like the textbook definition of zombie. I don't know, it sounds too outrageous to me. You think it's impossible, right? But how many impossible things have we already witnessed this since coming to this academy? There's probably an actual person controlling these dead bodies using hemoanima. That would explain why the sponsor had so many bodies at their disposal. They were all corpse puppets. And they could grab as many dead bodies as they wanted from a cemetery or something. That's what the first sponsor really was, an army of dead bodies. This idea could also explain why they organized the invader hunt in the first place.
Huh?
What do you mean? By making us slaughter invaders by the dozen, the sponsor would get their prime pick of dead bodies. And they could create as many spares as they wanted. They were powering themselves up by making us create dead bodies for them? Exactly, to the sponsor, we're just corpse churning contractors. That's why the rules of the hunt are fairly lenient toward the players. It was set up in such a way to ensure the sponsor won't lose too many of their contractors all at once. Only executing one player per round did seem kinda half-assed to me. And the duration of each round suddenly went up to 15 days, slowing down the pace of the executions. The points distribution system was to help us stay alive for longer as well. Because of that, we were able to hunt together in teams. Also, that we could create as many dead bodies as possible. We've been dancing to that zombie's morbid tune, and it irks the hell out of me. Do you think the second sponsor's also a corpse puppet? Odds are deathly high. They claim to be the sponsor's successor, but they're likely just one of the many corpses the first sponsor still has at their disposal. This is mind-boggling. The sponsor's been using us all this time to create dead bodies that they then turn into zombies. But wait, blood-curdling possibility suddenly flashed across my mind. If the sponsor could control dead bodies, Kamu, the sponsor's ability is to control corpses. Could they use our friends' bodies as well? What if they raid Kyoshika's grave or steal Kurara's body? Aku and Ado's bodies are in danger as well. We've left them in the morgue. The sponsor could have easily stolen them from under our noses. That's just inhuman. Using their bodies even after they've died. Let's go check the graves and morgue immediately. We need to make sure the bodies are all accounted for. We all turned at once and started to dash out of the lab when... Whoa, chill out, guys. Yugamu stopped us, his arms outstretched across the hall to the doorway. I've already secured our friend's remains. Secured them? Where? In their own dignified coffins in my room. Since we're on the subject, come and pay your respects. We hesitantly headed to Yugamo's room. Inside we saw... Yugamo's room was packed from wall to wall with coffins. It looked more like a morgue than a bedroom now.
Where's your furniture? Your bed?
I dismembered and disposed of them. I figured these guys' eternal sleep was more important than mine, you know?
Thank you, Yugamu, for protecting their bodies all by yourself. I'm so glad they're safe.
Yeah. You did great. Once the invader hunt is over, we'll give them a proper reburial.
Yugamu, what are those things on top of the coffins?
The bombs from inside their bodies. I surgically removed them when I brought them here. It didn't feel right to leave something so sickening inside them, even in death, you know?
Yugamu.
I could feel my tears welling up at Yugamu's kind consideration. He was probably more repulsed by the bombs than ever, having been blown up by one himself the other day. We all stood before the coffins to pay our respects before leaving Yugamu's room. The moment we stepped out of Yugamu's room onto the rooftop, we heard an unexpected voice.
Ah.
Hey, do you guys have a minute? Long time no see, everyone.
Ah.
Hima and Kako. Well, well, you two are an unusual sight around here. To what do we owe the honor? I could already feel tension rising. We exchanged knowing glances and prepared ourselves to fight if we needed to. Nobody could tell what these two were thinking. They even injured Nozomi during the Ava incident before. No need to be so worried. We're here to offer you our unconditional surrender. Right, like a white flag. Kako raised both hands as a sign of surrender. So you're not going to antagonize us anymore? I mean, it's not like we can beat you guys, right? Now Takamaru is dead. There's really no point competing against you the way things are right now. In fact, we were hoping we could join you. Sounds like a good deal for you. After all those terrible things you said to Takumi. I'm not expecting you to welcome us for free, of course. I come bearing a gift. Kind of gift. My life. I'll stay in last place all through the next round and die. In exchange, I ask that you keep my dear sister safe when I'm gone. But... Mother dearest, what are you talking about? I'll even let you lock me in that cage in the courtyard if you doubt my sincerity. And I'll die in the same cage Ava once occupied. Poetic justice for my attempted murder of her, don't you think? Brother dearest, no, how could I live without you? Come now, sister dearest, this is the way it should be.
It's an unspoken rule that an older brother takes the place of his sister when she faces certain death.
Hima's words made me remember what Ava said just before she died.
To earn my title as mother, there's something I must do. I must teach Nozomi the meaning of true love and the strength of a real parent who never sacrifices her children to benefit herself.
A loving heart that moved someone to give their life to protect another, completely contrary to what the killing game stood for. And that was why... Fine, you can both join our team. Really? Yeah, Takamaru asked me to forgive you two anyway. I'm so grateful, Mr. Samino. I will die as promised, so please take care of my dear... on one condition. Hima, you are prohibited from dying. You need to survive too. What? Hold on, Mr. Samino. If I survive, someone else has to die. No, nobody has to die. We're gonna put an end to this game. Don't worry, as long as we remain united, the sponsor will be no match for us. Seems like someone's developed a killer new attitude since we saw him last. But that's how our leader should be. Feel like we're letting these two off too easy, but I'm good if Takumi is. Hey, Mikako, let's put our past behind us and work together for the future. Gross, I usually can't stand cringy stuff like this, but I'll let this one slide. It'll be a change from all that awkwardness, at least. To be fair to the others, we all fell for the sponsor's ploy to divide and conquer. Now we're finally united as one again. The pride of the Special Defense Unit is at stake. Let's take down that sponsor. Our new profound unity made us all the more determined to fight against our enemy. We'd carry on the will of those who had passed before us and do what needed to be done.
Get prepared. Be ready to give your lives to
Alright, let's get this meeting started. Needless to say, we're here to discuss how to bring down the sponsor once and for all. I shot Yugamu a glance and he took over. To beat the sponsor, we'll first have to deal with the 3 deadly weapons they wield. First of all, their suit. As you all know by now, it has the ability to negate hemoanima-based attacks. None of our superhuman attacks will even scratch it. Technology that nullifies the power of divine blood, the inventor must be a real wizard. But it's crazy weak against physical attacks. Anyone can destroy it with a regular weapon. Yeah, we broke through it before with a simple crossbow. It's not all that tough. We shot holes in the first sponsor's suit some 50 nights ago. But damaging it wasn't the real problem. The sponsor has 2 other weapons at their disposal. These are especially lethal. If we so much as touch the sponsor, they'll swarm around and attack us. Just like when they killed the others by sucking their blood dry. Mr. Yakushiji was killed by those accursed bugs too. Why are those beasts still here in the school after the change of sponsor? Likely because they aren't servants to a specific sponsor. They serve the invader hunt itself. So long as the game continues, we'll have to live in fear of those bees. Not like the bees are invincible, though. Remember, we also have one of the sponsor's suits. Bees can't touch anyone who's wearing it. But here comes our biggest problem, the sponsor's 3rd weapon. Deadly new weapon they've somehow gotten their hands on, the detonator for the bombs inside us. Being held back by bombs in our bodies is such a killing game cliche at this point, it's starting to feel like deja vu. There were 7 buttons on that controller, each button had an image of one of us on it. They probably did that so they wouldn't accidentally press the wrong button in the heat of the moment. It ensures the right person gets taken out before they attack the sponsor. This 3rd weapon's maybe the worst of all. With that around, we can't even get close. Hey, I know. What if we attack the sponsor while wearing the suit? Tell me, what is this nonsense? Are you still trying to die? No, this isn't a suicide mission. In fact, I think the odds are in my favor. Think about it. There's no one better than me to do the job because I don't have a bomb in my body. Oh, right, you're not an official member, so... Zomi came to the academy of her own free will. She basically snuck in without even the people in charge noticing. Unlike us, she hadn't had a bomb implanted in her while she was unconscious. Even so, was it a good idea to put Nozomi in such great danger? Even if we did beat the sponsor by risking her life. I'd say building a strategy around Nozomi is feasible. It negates one of the sponsor's weapons, that's big. So I can do it? But even if we risked her life to beat the sponsor, would that really end the game? The sponsor beat the game. Oh no, the sponsor's actually still alive. That's been the flow of events so far. Right, another successor might show up. We've got an army of zombies after all. They've got an army of zombies after all. Creating successors out of dead bodies is too freaky even for me. But didn't the sponsor mention they only had 1 body right now? No, there's only 1 of me. I'm not talented enough to control more than 1 body. Obviously, that was a lie. Why would they show their hand so easily? We should assume the sponsor still has multiple bodies. It's pointless to kill just the one we can see. About if we find and kill the person controlling them. There being 1 person in control was just a theory. Even if I was right, where would this person be? How could we find them? Monster's like a roach that can't be squished. Bosna suddenly raised her voice in frustration. They should just drop dead already. Why won't this game end? Don't be sad, Mistress Tsubasa. It's basically stylistic form for killing games to drag on and on. Stylistic form? Ever notice how killing games in movies or comics never seem to end once they get started? Players exploit a loophole and think they've won only to find themselves at the start of another game. They beat the mastermind and think it's finally over only for the true mastermind to show up. Sounds like you were describing the invader hunt. Yeah, cause so far as killing games go, this hunt's about as cliche as they come. I mean, have you seen the rules?
There's no clear rule explaining how the players can win this game. I bet the sponsor's hoping it'll drag on forever. Oh, just knock me out now.
I prefer killing games that start and end with a bang. Oh, my recent Rex include. Dormy proceeded to go on a tangent about killing game reviews and theories, but I'd already tuned out by then. There was something she said earlier that I couldn't get out of my mind. There's no clear rule explaining how the players can win this game. She was right, there was nothing in the rules about us winning. For some odd reason, that statement stuck in my mind, even though I couldn't figure out for the life of me why it seemed so important. Takumi, are you okay? Oh, yeah, I'm fine, just thinking about something. I ignored the odd sensation and focused on continuing the discussion. Let's put our heads together to come up with a way to beat the sponsor and prevent another one from showing up. We talked over different ideas, right? Until nighttime, but still couldn't come up with anything viable.
At ease, soldiers. It's time to hit the hay. You never know when the invaders might attack, so well then.
Good night.
Ah.
Our break time ends tomorrow. The fourth round would start in 2 days. I didn't want to play this game anymore. I'd been hoping we could take out the sponsor before it started, but getting flustered now solves nothing. I should just go to bed. I slipped into bed and lay down with every intention of sleeping. But it was not to be. My mind was still actively thinking about Darumi's words from the afternoon, and sleep had all but fled from me.
There's no clear rule explaining how the players can win this game. I bet the sponsor's hoping it'll drag on forever. Oh, just
Knock me out. Okay, crazy. I didn't know why I was so hung up on that one point. And I still couldn't find an answer no matter how hard I thought about it. Eventually, I finally started drifting off. Because I fell asleep with the lights on, my sleep was shallow that night, but I did dream. In those dreams, I relived the events that had occurred ever since the sponsor showed up. Don't worry, I will not lay a finger on any of you. The game will immediately cease if the sponsor harms a participant without just cause. The game will immediately cease if the sponsor harms a participant without just cause. The forceful ending of the game was the one thing that could be construed as player victory. Maybe that was why I got so hung up on what Darumi said. Because a player victory condition actually did exist. The next scene to flash across my mind was Yugamu being blown up by the second sponsor. The invader hunt didn't end then, even though they'd murdered a player. That was because Yugamu attacked the sponsor first, so punishing him for that was considered just cause. The current sponsor carried that terrible remote control capable of blowing us up everywhere they went. The scene changed and I saw the bodies of our friends that Yugamu had secured. The bombs on top of the coffins, Yugamu had surgically removed them post-mortem. It was blown up by one himself. He must have abhorred their very existence. This terrifying weapon was tucked away in the bodies of all of my friends.
It's an unspoken rule that an older brother takes the place.
Next, the memory of Ima and Kako asking to join our team surfaced in my mind. Ima declared that he would die on behalf of Kako. His determination touched me. Just then, I sat up in bed, suddenly wide awake.
Huh?
I found it. I had an epiphany while sifting through those memories in my dream. Found a way to end this game. I ran out of my room and went to wake up Yugamu and Dorumi. Are we gonna bait him into attacking me in person? What is it, Takumi? The dead of night, you know. Yeah, what do you want? I was just about to go visit Mistress Tsubasa in her room. Listen, guys, I finally found it. I found a way to end the invader hunt. You mean you found a way to definitely kill the sponsor? No, we're not going to kill the sponsor. We're going to end the game. What now? Is there any difference? As different as chalk and cheese. Conflating the two was our first mistake. Chalk and cheese. I've never heard of this saying. I shared my new strategy with my friends. Their reaction does sound like it could be worth a try. It's Yugamu's handiwork that'll make or break the whole thing. You sure it's gonna work? Sure, he's already taken out 6 of those things. You can probably do it blindfolded by now, right? I've never done it on a living patient before, okay? Don't come crying to me if I end up killing you instead. Doesn't matter, we can keep coming back with the Revival-Matic until you get it right. Making this sound like some peaceful picnic. Well, I'll give it a try. It's the job of a leader's aide to pander to his every whim and fancy, after all. Oh. I'm gonna remove it from probably Takumi. Oh, that would just make him like Nozomi. Unless they're gonna swap the bombs. I thought they were just gonna have someone nearby as another attacked, and then they get hurt in the crossfire, which theoretically would end the game. Did I read this? Well, I'll give it a try. It's the job of a leader's aide to pander to every whim and fancy. 'Tis every whim and fancy after. We don't have much time. Let's get started. Let's start right away. I need you two to come with me to the biolab. We quietly and stealthily made our way to the biolab, taking care not to be discovered by the sponsor.
Oh.
Take off your clothes and lie down on that table over there. Doremi and I complied with Yugamu's instructions, stripping down with our backs to each other. I have to let 2 boys see me naked? Gross, I might as well go the whole 9 yards and start making the whole face now. No. Come on, this is an emergency. It's not like we've got any ulterior motive.
So says the pervert trying to sneak glances at my boobs.
I'm gonna tell Mistress Tsubasa about this. I wasn't looking. I didn't see anything. You ready? Then let's do this. Oh, but first, some anesthetic. Yugamu poked a syringe into my neck as I lay on the table. There was a sharp prickling pain for a moment, then my vision turned blurry. I began to feel lightheaded, and... How long are we out for? 85... 2 days.
You did it, Yukamu. You did it.
Dang.
Great! Now I'm damaged goods. On the bright side, this scar makes it look like I was in an epic sword fight or something. A scar on the back would have been a swordsman's shame.
Removing that thing from a living body was certainly different. I was out of my element. Anyway, better put your clothes on. The opening ceremony for the 4th round is about to begin.
We quickly got dressed, hiding the large scars on our chests under our clothes. And then...
Good morning, people of Lost Defense Academy.
The 4th round of the Invader Hunt will now begin. Gather at the Leisure Lounge so I can explain the rules. This is it. It's do or die time. Yugamu and I'll go on ahead and tell the others about the plan. Come join us when you're ready to. Yeah, I'll be right there. After parting ways with Doremi and Yugamu, I went back to my room and got changed. Once that was done... We all dashed to the Leisure Lounge. It was time for our showdown. Finally, although what's with that getup of yours? The sponsor seemed a little confused by my appearance. It was only natural since I was wearing the same thing they were. I stood before them in the suit that Hiroko had retrieved at the cost of her life. Takumi, why are you dressed like that? What's going on, Takumi? Everyone else looked equally confused. That was the act they were supposed to be putting on. I smell a big fat rat. Is this your version of a taunt? Coming here in that suit can only mean one thing, am I right? That depends on your response, I answered the sponsor in a calm, quiet voice. One question for you, sponsor. You've been hounding and pestering me ever since you showed up. Why? But I told you before. It's Because you're the most entertaining one here. You're such a little goody-goody, which also makes you capable of the cruelest decisions. A pair of goody two-shoes would happily step into the most disgusting puddle of filth to protect someone if they could. I just knew you would provide top-class entertainment if I pushed you into a corner, and that's exactly what you did. Are your hands still stained with the blood of those people you murdered in cold blood, serial killer Takumi? I see. So, Takumi's gonna attack, Sponsor's gonna hit the button, Dorami's gonna explode, which means the bees. Probably just confusion, in which Takumi can attack. Maybe? The sponsor's jarring laughter echoed throughout the room. Okay, now's the perfect time to act angry. I'm glad you were so entertained, and I hope you're ready for more. Let's see how funny you find this. Wait, Mr. Samino, what are you thinking? It's against the rules. Down, Takumi, down. You can't be serious about this. Don't do it, Takumi. Everyone tried to stop me. Of course, that was all part of the act, too. We needed to make it seem like I was acting on my own, totally independent from the others. That was the scene we were trying to present to the bees hovering above. Oh, I've made up my mind, I have to do this. I shook off the pleas of the others. The sponsor has to pay for what they did. For making me kill other humans. I charged at the sponsor full speed, a knife in my hand. The bees swooped toward me with a familiar cacophony of beating wings. Obviously, they meant to suck the blood of the rule breaker dry. But their stingers couldn't penetrate the suit I was wearing. I raised the knife. The suit could repel any cryptoglobin-based attacks, but was weak against physical attacks. Even a knife should be able to break through it. You really didn't think this through, Takumi. Have you forgotten my other weapon? The sponsor took out the remote control. Sheesh, I was hoping you could entertain me for a while more before you broke. Alas, all good things must come to an end. So long, Takumi. Let's play again in our next lives. The sponsor pressed the detonation button for the bomb in my body. But I wasn't the one who got blown up.
Darumi!
Instead, it was Darumi. Darumi and I will exchange the bombs in our bodies. When I violate the rules, the sponsor will press the button for my bomb. But when they do that, the one who actually explodes will be Darumi, who hasn't broken any rules at all. Right, that will fulfill the victory condition of this game. The game will end immediately. The game will immediately cease if the sponsor harms a participant without just cause. That's how we'll win. The sponsor really honor that rule, though? They could just change it on the spot. Between the two of them, the sponsors have tampered with the rules of the Hunt 20 already. That's true. The rules seem more like guidelines than anything else, but I have a feeling this one is set in stone. I was laid up in bed before the sponsor came to my room. I wish I could torture you myself, but alas, that would be against the rules. They sounded genuinely sad when they said that. This is a rule not even the sponsor with all their authority can change. I think so. The moment they blow up Darumi instead of me, something will happen. I didn't know how, but the sponsor would be heavily punished. That would give us the opportunity we needed to beat them. Hold up, you're talking like it's a given I'll get blown up in your place. Why's it gotta be me? It doesn't matter who does it, right? Couldn't you use Ima or one of those other guys?
Hey!
No, you have to be the one. It absolutely has to be you, I've decided. And why is that? Because you got to kiss Tsubasa before me. Oh, it's just a personal grudge. You're the normie who needs to blow up and die. Why do you care? We'll bring you back with the revival magic right away. Of course I care. This mouth that kissed Lady Subasa's delicate lips will be destroyed. Good, you homewrecker. Those lips are mine. You're killing me, Takumi, but in a good way. That's the sort of high-handedness I'd expect from a successful leader. Once I ascertained the bomb had gone off, I took off the suit and stormed toward the sponsor. That was against the rules. You broke the rules, sponsor. Blowing up Tarumi when she didn't do anything at all, that's a grave violation. You killed Miss Amamiya. Yeah, give her body back to us.
Huh?
What the? You're back already? For a while, the sponsor said nothing as we surrounded and hurled accusations at them. You really had me fooled. Eventually, they let out a subdued sigh. Darn it, I totally miscalculated. You switched the bombs in your bodies, huh? When I pressed the detonator, I ended up hurting Dorami without just cause. You're right, I've broken the rules of the game.
So you see,
Therefore...
I officially surrender.
It? No mortified denial, sloppy excuses, death pleas, nothing at all?
Huh?
I thought you'd bring out at least one desperate gambit. What am I supposed to do? Have you seen the state of my unbeatable weapons? I followed the sponsor's glance to the ceiling.
Huh?
The bees are falling. Are they dead?
Those bees are like embodiments of the game itself. Since the game's over now, of course they're going to die too.
One after another, the bees dropped to the ground. Finally, the last one fell and they were all dead. I have nothing to fight with now. Feel free to do whatever you want to me. You're definitely not getting off easily, but before that, show us your true face and tell us who you really are. They must be a zombie, right? Or a monster that looks even more hideous. I'm gonna take your suit off now. Resist and you die, understand? What's the point in resisting now? Go ahead. Yugamu quickly and skillfully started removing the suit from the sponsor's body. Soon we would see the face of the person who had been torturing us for days on end. Open sesame. Yugamu tore the suit and helmet off from the sponsor in one breath. What? Everyone was dumbfounded by the face that had been hiding beneath the suit. I couldn't believe it. It was him all this time? But how was it possible? Ito, you're still alive?
Hello, Takumi. Guess my secret's out. I was really hoping I could play the sponsor for a little while more.
No way, Ito.
Huh?
Don't tell me you're a zombie. Did his dead body revive somehow? No, his body is still secured in my room. He couldn't have come back from the dead. Then, is this someone else disguised as Ado? I couldn't believe Ado Utsuki was standing before us again. There was no mistaking his malicious presence. You're really real Ado? It's been a while since we spoke face to face like this, hasn't it, Takumi? I am indeed Ado Otsuki, in the flesh. Not the Ado Otsuki you know, though. I've come from another, slightly different world. My thoughts were thrown into confusion. How could Ado still be alive? How did he become the sponsor? And as the second sponsor, how was he connected to the first? You look completely flabbergasted. Wouldn't you like to know who I really am? It goes without saying. Spit it out already. You have no right to remain silent. What kind of alternate universe did you come from? Why did you make Takumi do that to those people in the mansion? I surrounded Ado and bombarded him with questions. Calm down, everyone. Don't worry, I'll tell you everything you want to know. I was surprised. He actually promised to answer our questions without leaving us hanging, except... I just have one condition. What is it? I'll only answer questions from Takumi, and we have to be alone. No answers if anyone else is here. But why do I have to be stuck somewhere alone with you? Is that a no? Do you really want to turn this offer down? The biggest chance you have to get information out of me, team leader. You've got a lot of nerve. We could always squeeze that information out from you through my various torture techniques.
Oh.
You're not much of a professional assassin if you can't tell torture won't work on someone like me, you don't. I've already made up my mind. I'll only talk when I'm alone with Takumi. You're still trying to toy with me at this stage. Why are you so obsessed with Takumi anyway? Why wouldn't I be mean to him, after all? You're the version of you that killed me, aren't you? I did kill Ado. Or so I thought. How could he be standing before me again now? So this is what... So this is all about revenge? You even became the sponsor of the killing game, too. Not really, but I just couldn't get over it, you know? Oh, you off the other me like you were stamping out a pest to be exterminated, looking oh so righteous while you were at it. I wanted to make sure you came to terms with your true vile nature. Then you'd never feel inclined to act self-righteous again. How does it feel to be an even worse serial killer than me, Takumi? Just for that? You made me kill those people just for that? Ah, now that's an expression better suited to a disgusting creature like you. Are you in utter anguish yet? I took over the killing game from the previous sponsor so I could see you looking tortured by guilt and desperation. The game may be over, but my fun has only just begun. Because now it's your responsibility to interrogate me. I wanted to kill Ado again, right there and then, to avenge my friends who died in the game. But I knew I couldn't. We needed the information he had. Starting to smell more and more like the multiverse theory's true. This Ado came from another timeline, right? Does that mean he knows how to travel between timelines? Can we see Takamaru alive again if we go to another timeline? This Ado really did come from a different timeline. The information he held was priceless. We could solve our most immediate problems by learning how to travel between timelines from him. We wouldn't have to fight Dulcia or struggle to get the escape pod started up. Nobody else needed to die. But to get that information, shall we have a little chat, Takumi? You have to tell me what I want to know first. Like the sensation you felt when you killed those people. The feeling of bathing in the warm blood of your victim. That squelching sound was so nice and satisfying, wasn't it? In that moment, the faces of those people suddenly surfaced in my mind clear as day. The faces of the people I had killed. My breathing quickened and I broke out in cold sweat. Ado really did have the potential to be the best assassin in the world. His ability to drive people into dead ends and make them wish they were dead with words alone was unparalleled. Not so bad to be caught if I can get to see you looking like that. But I'm nowhere near done yet. Don't think you can get away from that ugly soul of yours for even a moment. I'll be sure to remind you of your sin from now on, every single day. I could feel the strength leaving my body as Ado laughed at the top of his voice. And to think I thought I'd finally be able to relax after defeating the sponsor and ending the game. I was wrong. My real suffering was only just beginning. After killing Ado, he came back with a firm hand on my ankle, ready to drag me down into hell with him. My killing game wasn't over yet. It happened so quickly I barely knew what was going on. Tsubasa picked up the knife I had dropped, lunged forward, and slit Ado's throat. Tsubasa, no!
Tsubasa!
Don't you dare bully Takumi. My sweet Takumi. Tsubasa. Anyone who dares to hurt him is going to have to answer to me.
You, all of you, are such ugly monsters. Ado coughed up blood and collapsed on the ground, and within a few seconds he stopped breathing. Tsubasa! I ran over and held her in a tight embrace. Sorry, we were supposed to ask him for more information. But I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't bear to see you in so much pain. No need to apologize, Tsubasa. If you hadn't jumped in, I'd have done the same thing. 3 cheers for Miss Kawana. The sponsor got what was coming to him, and it feels so good. Vengeance for Takamaru. Someone like that doesn't deserve to breathe. I approve of anything Mr. Tsubasa does. Besides, this is the perfect end to a killing game. The perfect end? Killing games just love to drag out the story for as long as possible, and then suddenly drop the ending on you with zero fanfare. You know, without answering any of the subplots it was alluding to the whole time. It's not a real killing game these days if it doesn't end super abruptly. That's why this is the perfect end to our killing game. I'm here all day for it. And so the invader hunt ended abruptly in perfect killing game style 60 days after it began. As relieved as I was, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't bothered by the many unanswered questions it left behind. But there was no time for us to run around trying to solve those mysteries now. The game was over, and that meant we had more important matters to deal with. With our eyes keenly focused on the prize of a true happy ending, we quickly moved toward our next objective. Unfortunately, Edo Otsuki's cryptoglobin is not strong enough to power the pod. Right, I didn't think it would be that easy. We had drained all the blood out of Edo's body and pumped it into the escape pod's fuel tank, but it still wasn't enough. Though he was so strong, Edo's cryptoglobin is totally useless. If you really think about it, 80% of his strength came from those bees. Speaking of the bees, I have analyzed their remains and discovered something. They're a type of combat organism, or school invader, to use your name for them. So those bees used to be human? I hypothesized that the first sponsor found and attacked a combat organism factory. From there, they must have coerced the manufacturers into creating these bee-like units with enhanced power and functionality. But why did the bees die all at once when the sponsor broke the rules? Perhaps because of a divine pact to prevent the sponsor from harming the participant without due cause. Divine pact? A wish made to God, if you will. Do you not also offer something in return when making a wish to your god? I'll be a good girl, so please let Father's surgery be a success. Things like that. So in this case, I won't harm the players without due cause, so please grant these bees great strength. The sponsor, no, the people who built these bees made a wish like that. And God granted them that wish? So God really exists? A strong belief that he exists is the key. Divine blood grows in strength by binding itself to emotions, and the strongest feeling in this world is devotion. God, you say, that scale's too grand for a little guy like me to comprehend. Just who was that first sponsor anyway? They're still completely shrouded in mystery. Sorry, guys, if I hadn't killed Ado. It wasn't your fault, Tsubasa. Nobody's trying to blame you for anything. That's right. We're all really grateful for what you did. Mistress Tsubasa, can I comfort you with the longest, deepest kiss you've ever had? Can I? I really want to. That's terrible. Well, let's just forget about Ado. The killing game's over now anyway. If the first sponsor was a zombie like we had theorized, it was still possible they could come back at some point. However, the bees had been their strongest weapon. We're dead now. Without those bees, we could definitely take out the sponsor by ourselves. There was nothing to be afraid of anymore. What we need right now is more cryptoglobin to fully power the escape. And we have a perfect candidate who can provide us with that. Right, the Squad Zero commander, Dulcia. We have to find a way to beat him and take his cryptoglobin. Have you finished developing the poison that can help with that? Who do you think I am? It was already done and dusted a while ago. So, we can beat Dulcia now? Indeed, so long as you proceed with caution. My poison will break down his invincible defense, but Dulcia will still be a formidable foe. We have to come up with a foolproof strategy to beat him when he shows up at the academy, whenever that may be. After our meeting, we started preparing for our battle against Dulcia. And then, when night fell, and there, I finally got the fire started, everyone. I cast fire. Okay, sure. Kitty kitty. Hi, kitty. Are you done looking outside for a bit? Are you done looking out there? We lit a bonfire in the schoolyard as a memorial for all our friends who had lost their lives in the invader hunt. Closing our eyes, we observed a moment of silence and mourning. Kyoshika, Moko, Rara, Ava, our fight against the sponsor is finally over. Mother, may you rest in peace. Have no fear. My sister and I will be fine by ourselves. Sorry for making you ingest that poison, Kyoshika. I hope this fire can ease some of your pain. Thank you for protecting us, Mr. Yakushiji. We're only alive because of you. Thank you for sacrificing yourself to save us too, Shoma. Mistress Hiroko, thanks for deigning to hang out with someone like me. Thanks for being my friend. Hiroko, we did it. You protected us all. If Hiroko hadn't set up the anti-sponsor alliance, we'd all have perished in the invader hunt. Not just her, everyone else who died after her became lights of hope that guided the 8 of us to where we were now. We mourned the souls of those who had died in this game for many hours. But we knew we couldn't mourn forever. We still had a war to fight. Alright, everyone. It's time to dry our tears and discuss what to do for the next battle. Press through the pain and look to the future. Everyone wiped their tears away at my rallying call and looked up. We got some food and beverages from the cafeteria and began our war council. It was clear everyone was simply trying to put on a brave front at first, but as we ate and drank, we started to cheer up for real. Pretty soon it was just like old times. I like these images that they throw in randomly. They actually get a peaceful moment for like 2 minutes.
The way your festivals are held is truly intriguing. Such a different culture from ours.
Dance with me, commune. I'll teach you how we did it back in the Tokyo residential complex.
Takumi, we can't let them outshine us. Let's dance till we drop. I'll teach you how to do the lambada.
The one with all those sensual hip movements? Yeah. Go dance with yourself.
Not gonna lie, I've never been to a party like this before. Mostly because I never get invited to cultural festivals or sports meets.
With me around, you'll never be shunned like that again. Let's hang out every day and talk about everything under the sun.
Brother dearest, I want to play with fireworks. Can we use the Gift-O-Matic to make some?
That's my brilliant little sister for you. We'll make the biggest and brightest firework display anyone's ever seen.
After that, we kept chatting about anything that came to our minds, never running out of topics for conversation. Some kept drinking and eating, others dozed off as they grew tired. We all had fun in our own ways until late into the night. I opened my eyes to a blue sky unfurling in every direction.
Oh, that's right. Last night.
We talked until it was almost dawn, then decided we wanted to see the sunrise together. It was so nice that I decided to lie down, and apparently ended up dozing off. My foggy brain turned idle thoughts over in my head, and as I got up, I felt a strange presence behind me. I quickly whirled around only to see something that made me doubt my eyes.
What the? Dulcia!
falling asleep all sprawled out in the open like this in the midst of a war. Not the most sensible idea.
How did Dulcia get into the school? What happened to the alarm? What's going on? I was completely overwhelmed with confusion. Hey, you're already up. Morning. Man, we overslept and missed the sunrise. Dulcia? Excuse me, but what is with this level excitement first thing in the morning? Invader? Invader alert, wake up everyone. What's going on? How did you get through without tripping the alarm? Alarm? What are you talking about? As we were debating, the others showed up one by one. How did Dulcia get into the school? Is the alarm down? It is likely he simply walked through the wall of fire. He is invincible by his very nature. As long as those flames remain undisturbed, the defense system will not detect anything. It's very educational and all, but why are you so familiar with the security system? Before defecting, I was the head of the intelligence department, in charge of analyzing this school's defenses. I'm shooketh. Little Lolly's shrine maiden over here was a former enemy. You must be the maiden sage commune. You have fallen far from the light of God. Suppose you must have your reasons, but know that I show no mercy to any who makes an enemy of me. You shall perish alongside these invaders. Damn it. I wasn't expecting to have to fight him like this. All that prep work was for nothing. Now we were going to be wiped out. But just as that thought went through my mind, 1 minute. That is all you get. Go and get yourself ready for battle. Do not disappoint me. With that, Dulcia turned away and put some distance between us. Looks like we've been saved by his code of chivalry. He did mention he didn't like to do sneak attacks before, right? Fighting fair and square, I'm a fan. Not so much when we're the ones about to fight him. We'll go with the strategy we discussed before. His cryptoglobin is what we need to finally escape from this school. Once we got our infusers ready, the decisive battle began. Fun.
God of the planet, let us begin. Come and prepare to die.
I will take care of his invincible defense. The rest of you stick to the plan.
Consider it done. I'll protect my little sister.
Our strategy is to make him step on that thing we rigged up yesterday, right?
This is a battle of wits, so kill your impulses and stay calm, everyone.
Cheating. Skipping the battle because I'm cheating.
It's time. Take this, old man.
This is poison gas.
The effect of the poison will take some time to set in. Fall back and regroup for now.
I never would have guessed there was a poison that could work on me. My vaunted defense has come crumbling down.
Don't turn tail and run just because your invincibility's gone. We urgently need you to die for us.
Now why would I run? I have been waiting to be cornered like this my entire life. I have always fought to die in battle.
To die?
To die on the battlefield is the fate of all true warriors. Do you not also long for the pleasure of an honorable death?
Absolutely not. All we want is to live.
Life and death are but two sides of the same coin. For you to live, You must put your enemy to death. Now, the time has come. Kill me to gain the life you so deeply desire. To battle! So I've lost. The time of my destruction is upon me. But I have no regrets. I die a warrior.
I still don't get it. Deep down, doesn't everyone want to keep on living?
In this world, sometimes death is more constructive than continuing to live. When I defied that woman, I was ousted from my position as a hero, imprisoned. I despaired of dying in that emptiness. I am truly grateful you all appeared. Because now I can die on the battlefield as a warrior.
Thank you for fighting honorably.
You could have massacred us if you'd opted for a sneak attack instead.
Yeah. I'm glad you were the last enemy we had to face.
It was an honor to have you as my last opponents as well. You are all true warriors. Now, finish me off like the warriors you are, and enjoy your reward of life.
Fishness.
Huh. Interesting.
Foolish old man. Why would you think to let these invaders live?
Fishness! You're still alive!
I thought we blew you up with that bomb.
You really presumed I could be killed by your paltry weaponry? Certainly, I was a little scratched up, but I have since made a full recovery, thanks to the blood of this old bag of bones.
Fishness spit her words out angrily and crushed Dulce's remains underfoot.
Are you crazy? Stepping on your own ally like that?
Surely nothing I do now can be as crazy as what you have already done. I heard from that so-called sponsor about your little killing game.
The sponsor was leaking information about us to Fishness?
The invader hunt? How dare you treat my adorable pets as targets for some mindless sport? Nevertheless, your indiscriminate killing spree has also given me some unexpected benefits.
Like what?
Solidarity, fostered by hate. You have angered so many people that my army has grown larger and more unified than before. We are the strongest we've ever been. All of us fueled by an intense hatred for you vile invaders. You, on the other hand, are dwindling in numbers. Our next attack will certainly end in your untimely demise. Just wait. The day will soon come when my army levels this school to the ground. And all of you with it.
With that declaration, Fishness turned her back on us. With no regard for us standing there dumbfounded, she calmly left. Did not see Fishness being around still. Her dim hope that this fight would be over once we defeated Dulce was thwarted by Fishness's sudden reappearance. She would be leading her massive army in an all-out attack against the Academy soon. That fact plunged our hearts and minds into deep despair. still can't believe Veshnis survived. Or that her army's grown even stronger. They became serious about taking us out because we were so aggressive during the hunt. Perhaps this was the sponsor's ultimate objective all along. Why do you say that? They organized a game that made us hunt down every single school invader we saw. Knowing all the time that it would foster hatred among the invaders, eventually boiling over and exploding this all-out into all-out war. That kind of full-scale fighting is sure to create an astonishing number of dead bodies. So the sponsor gets tons of dead bodies by making both sides take each other out. Sounding more and more like the first sponsor really was a zombie. We're still playing out the sponsor's script even after they're gone. How big do you think Veshnis' final attack will be? If that side is truly unified, the number of combat organisms will be the likes of which we've never seen before. How can we even defend ourselves against that? And Veshnis is even stronger than Dulcia, right? She did just absorb his cryptoglobin. What an impossible game to try and win. Everyone started looking gloomy. Who could blame us? We were all filled with dread. We thought our fight would be over once Dulcia was defeated. But that hope had turned into utter despair. This couldn't go on. We were being paralyzed by fear. And as their leader, I had to do something. Let's talk about our bright future ahead. Oh, what's gotten into you all of a sudden? Dwelling on gloomy stuff is only going to make us gloomier, so let's talk about our dreams for the what our dreams for the future are. This is an order from your leader. I'll even start us off. I ignored everybody's confusion and started talking about my dreams.
Once we're back on the artificial satellite, I'm going to become roommates with Tsubasa, Yugamu, and Darumi. We're going to rent a cheap but big house and live together in abject poverty. Becoming penniless roommates with my friends. That's my current dream.
Wait a second, Takumi. That was my dream. You can't just poach it like that. Just means you and I have the same dream, Tsubasa. Just like we should. You and I are united in mind and body, in more ways than one. Stop, not in front of all these people. Really not appreciating this sudden, unsolicited info dump, guys. Wow, united in mind and body, so suggestive. What is it? What is being united in mind and body suggestive of? Close your ears, Commune. You're too young for this. Yugamu, you're next. What are you gonna do when we get back? Any future plans, dream jobs? Dream job, you say? Ideally, I'd like to do something medicine-related. I think I've taken enough lives, so now I want to use my knowledge about the human body to save lives instead. I think you'd make a great doctor. You've already saved my life plenty of times. How about you, Darumi? What are you going to do? A stupid question. Infiltrating in a Roche company, of course. I'll start as a janitor and work my way up to becoming director of my own project. And I'll flood the spineless adventure game industry with my big vanities. Wow, when did you become so optimistic, Darumi? You call this being optimistic? What about you two? What do you want to do on the artificial satellite? Just live my life out peacefully with Commune, I guess. Take daily walks, go shopping, and enjoy life like an ordinary person. I do not expect a life of ease as a refugee, but I will use my skills and abilities to overcome any obstacles. I'll support you however I can too. That's what I promised Ava. Your turn, Ima and Kako. If you have any dreams, we'd love to hear them. Just so happened, Brother Dearest and I were discussing this matter the other day. Once we make it to the satellite, we'll volunteer to distribute food to any children in need. We really should balance out all the bad things we did here with some good stuff. And what could be better than helping children who were just like us in the past? That's an awesome dream to have. I'll help too. I'll build a powerful cooking stove for you. You'll likely need medical assistance as well. That's where I'll come in. I can help with that. As we spoke about our plans and dreams, our faces became brighter and brighter. Painting a vivid mental picture of a bright future is a great way to shake yourself out of the paralysis of despair. That was what I learned that night. Not to mention, being around Tsubasa infused me with even more life. Let's all beat Veshness together. The Cryptoglobin will definitely be strong enough to activate the escape pod. Then we'll be able to make our dreams come true. Thus energized and looking forward to the future again, everyone started preparing for the final attack with renewed determination. We've got to get as strong as possible before Veshness launches her final attack. I slapped my cheeks to get into gear and started training. Whoa, free time? That's like the first free time in this whole line. Okay, I need the bathroom though, so feel free to get up, stretch, grab a drink, and we'll be back shortly. Alright, we're back. How do I want to spend free time? I can chat to people, but that's not very helpful right now. Who was I leveling last? Looks like I was leveling people that are dead. We're just gonna do quick runs.
Move out!
I hit the wrong thing. I wanted the one that just automatically could hit.
Move out!
At ease, soldiers. It's time to hit the hay. You never know when the invaders might attack, so rest up while you still can. Well then.
Veshness must be organizing her troops right now. The upcoming final attack was causing me a lot of anxiety. But it's fine, we can beat them. We survived the invader hunt. Veshness has nothing on us. We can do this. We can beat them. I chose to believe in our ultimate victory. After all, we had nothing else to fall back on.
Prepare. Be ready to get.
Another day of training to prepare for the final battle. Darumi's still alive, I guess. Oh yeah, I've maxed out Kako. Not that it matters, I haven't had a battle in forever. Yeah, we'll leave it for now.
Move out!
You never will then.
Ah.
Fetchness didn't show up today either. Perhaps it's taking her longer than expected to get her troops in order. Well, that's good news for us. The later she and her army show up, the more time we have to prepare. It's okay. It's going to be alright. We can do this. We can beat them. I repeated my mantra to myself over and over as I got into bed. It was all I could do to live each day clinging to the belief that would be victorious in the end.
Well, the time humanity it's been in 10 days. Well then, everyone work hard together and keep the.
Huh?
Our 90th day of academy life. Veshness was definitely going to attack us within the next 10 days. I need to get prepared so I won't have any regrets when she shows up.
Move out!
You never will then.
Well, then, good night.
Ah.
Another day with no attack. This must be what the calm before the storm is like. Still doesn't feel like the cusp of a final showdown. Come on and try it already, Veshness. You're going to lose.
Good. It's
It's
state 9. I hate to keep reminding you. So work well.
Get more training today.
Move out!
You never know. Will then.
Everyone's gotten a lot stronger in the last few days. If we kept going like this, the invader army would be no match for us. With that thought in mind, I started getting ready for bed just then.
Ah.
Who could it be at this hour? I opened the door hesitantly. Standing on the other side was...
Ah.
Commune? It's pretty late. Did you need something? Commune's face was twisted in agony. What is it? I intercepted the wireless comms just now and ascertained the size of Veshness's army. Really, how big is it? Much bigger than I had anticipated. The Supreme Commander's claim about having the strongest army in history was no idle boast. What are you saying? If it comes at you with the full force of that army, your chances of victory are zero. Zero? That's an exaggeration, right? We don't know for sure unless we try. No, you need to give my calculation skills more credit. Not only is the army massive, they have also procured a large amount of extinguishing agents, capable of putting out the wall of fire. And do not forget they have Veshness leading them. The battle is as good as lost already. I was hit by a wave of dizziness and almost collapsed on the spot. Should I even burden the others with this new revelation? They'd supported me because they believed we could fight off Veshness together, but now... That is why I have come to you. I have a proposal that can avert total annihilation. Proposal? You mean there's still a way out of this? There is, and it's incredibly simple. We activate your escape pod before Veshness arrives. The pod, but we're still sitting ducks right now, precisely because we can't make it work. Only Veshness has cryptoglobin strong enough to power it now. We need not remain fixated on her. We have cryptoglobin of far greater power than Veshness can ever dream of right here in this academy, the Divine Infant. I'd never heard of him called by that name before, but I knew who she was talking about. His face immediately surfaced in my mind. You mean the baby in the defense room? The defense room on the third floor of the academy was a baby in a capsule. The undying flames being produced by the baby's body around the clock were also being stored in missiles. It would take 100 days for all of the missiles to be filled with undying flames. That was the reason we were here defending the academy. How do you know about him? Have I not already mentioned I once headed the intelligence department on the other side? I am more familiar with your secret weapons powers than anyone else. In fact, I would venture to say I know more than you and your friends. You have not even been told the half of it. Powering up the escape pod will be trivial with the cryptoglobin of the Divine Infant. Nevertheless, there are risks involved. Once the baby is dead, the protective wall of fire around the academy will disappear. Veshness is likely to seize that opportunity to launch her final assault. However, given the current size and scale of her army, it may not be so nimble as it once was. Veshness and her army don't factor into this. We're not killing the baby. Your anger is warranted. This is undoubtedly an illogical measure. But Takumi, even if you do not kill him for this purpose... Did you know he'll be dead in another week anyway? The missiles he is creating in that defense room are ruthless weapons designed to raise all life on this planet, including himself. If the baby was going to die on day 100 anyway, maybe it wouldn't be a crime to kill him just a few days before. No, absolutely not. You can't ask me to kill a friend. Even if we haven't seen him in a while, he was still our friend. So what if he was destined to die in another week anyway? Killing him ourselves is out of the question. We're perfectly justified to feel reluctant. It is not a path I would willingly tread either. But hear me out, Takumi. As cruel as this may sound, might it not actually be your duty to kill the baby? My duty? Why's that? Why, you ask? It is obvious. Because you killed my mother, Ava. I do not hate you for what you did, since my mother chose her own fate. But now that you have stained your hands with her blood, you are obliged to keep going in the same vein to the very end. It is irrational that you could kill Ava yet refuse to kill the baby. My past sins continue to haunt me even now, driving me into corners and forcing me to make unpleasant decisions. What Commune said made sense. It was my duty as Ava's killer to kill the baby as well. You don't need to take action right away, however, do remember that time is running out. I will be waiting in the underground storeroom. When you feel ready, bring the baby's body to me there. Commune left me alone in my room to think over her proposal. I threw myself into bed and stared at the ceiling. But I couldn't think clearly. I just couldn't. Ding dong, bing bong.
Up and out! Get ready! Prepare to spend. Be ready to give your life.
I laid awake in bed until morning, unable to sleep. What I needed to do was simply enough. I had to kill the baby. That was it. Go into the defense room, kill the baby there, get his cryptoglobin. Well, could I really do that morally? We hadn't seen him in a while, but he was still our friend. I felt a sudden desperate urge to see the others. I got up from bed and started to wander around school in search of my friends. Good morning, Takumi. Mr. Samino, you came right on time. Ima and Kako bounced over to greet me the moment I stepped inside the cafeteria. Please, try this. That's a cute plate. Well, what is it? Special kids lunch my dear sister and I came up with.
I want to make something like this for the street kids once we get to the artificial satellite.
Feeding hungry kids on the streets is going to be our way of atoning for what we've done.
This is actually delicious. I'm sure the kids will love it. Considering how adventurous the twins had always been with their cuisine, I was surprised at this attempt at a more conventional dish. They were serious about what they'd said, and were already working toward it. Yeah. I finished the kids' lunch Ima and Kako had made, then left the cafeteria. I peeked into the library to find Yugamu poring over a stack of books on the table. Takumi dropped by for some morning reading too. Yeah, I thought it would be nice for a change. What are you reading? Medical books related to biology. I'm going to relearn everything from the basics. How else can I become a good doctor, right? You weren't joking about the doctor dream, huh? Yeah, I'm retiring from the assassin business. I'd already resolved to do it the day I made Kyoshika take that poison.
Next time, I'll be on the life-saving side. It's the only way I can atone for what I've done.
He turned back to the medical books solemnly. Yugamu was already making plans for the future. I didn't want to distract him and headed out of the library. Doremi was typing furiously on a keyboard in the war room. Oh, it's just you, Takumi. I'm busy writing. Talk later. Writing what? A novel? A scenario, you silly goose. Remember I said I'd make the best Orochi in the world? This... I always thought I'd start working on it after getting back to the artificial satellite, but I can't stop this momentum, man. I've been so caught up I've already pulled 2 all-nighters in a row. Doremi's eyes were shining with life. I could hardly believe this was the same girl who was frequently talking about killing herself only a few days ago. I'm glad to see you're so passionate about it, but why the sudden urge to start now? This is really the only thing I can do. My whole life's been a steaming pile of crap, crappier than crap. Then one day it dawned on me. Maybe I can write something that touches the hearts of those whose lives are just as crappy as mine.
Maybe my story can even be something that brings comfort to others. Then I'd be just like Mistress Hideko.
Doremi was trying her best to carry on Hiroko's legacy in her own way. Her her legacy of saving others. I watched Doremi hammer away at the keyboard for a while longer before leaving. I heard sounds coming from the metal shop and decided to peek inside, where I saw Nozomi. She was on a sewing machine working on a piece of clothing. Morning, Takumi. Morning. Are you making clothes? Yeah, I was thinking of making Commune some street clothes. That priestess dress doesn't look very comfortable. You're really stepping into your big sister role, huh? Nozomi was always so tense before, but now she seemed completely at peace with herself. I intend to do for Commune everything my mom couldn't do for me.
I'll cook for her every day, dress her up in pretty clothes, go out together, and also... oh, so many things. I just can't wait to get to the artificial satellite.
To Nozomi, living a peaceful life with family was what happiness meant. I watched her work on the dress for a little while more before taking my leave. Takumi, I finally found you. Tsubasa ran up to me when she spotted me walking down a hallway. What's wrong? What's the emergency? Check this out. It's my attempt at the perfect house layout for a roommate situation. I know I'm probably jumping the gun here, but once I get started, I just couldn't stop. They're not gonna share a room? Also, this plan... I don't have a front door. Unless it's over by where Doremi and Nugamu's room is. Why do I have, like, twice the size of everyone else? She showed me the layout she had drawn up and explained how it would be furnished. The TV definitely has to go here. It's the only space we can fit a sofa big enough for all of us. No east facing windows in Yugamu or Doremi's rooms for sure, since they're nocturnal. Your room will be in the corner for more privacy, so no one will hear us when we're alone together. Seeing Tsubasa smile so radiantly as she talked about our life together warmed my heart. I wanted to reach out and hold her closer, to protect her and give her the brightest future ever.
For all of this to come true, we'll have to beat Veshnis first, but that's no problem. She and her army will be no match for us.
Yeah, we'll make it happen one way or another. Everyone's already taking firm steps toward their futures. I want to make sure they all get to the artificial satellite and start living those lives, but to do that, is killing the baby and taking his cryptoglobin really the only way? If Veshnis and her army really were impossible to defeat, it was our only option. But does that make it right? I knew the answer. Of course it didn't. Should I send everyone to the artificial satellite even if it means doing something terrible by killing the baby? Or should I take my chances and rally everyone to face Veshnis' final attack? I have to make a choice. What am I going to do here? I can't kill a baby. We've killed, like, way too many people at this point. Oh, we're not killing a baby. No, I can't kill the baby. Killing him wouldn't lead to anyone's happiness. That was the hard lesson I'd learned during my last 100 days here. I didn't want to make that mistake again. I have to let Commune know my decision. I headed to the underground hangar where Commune was waiting. You want to face Veshnis head on? You do not know what you are talking about. I've told you, your chances of victory is practically nil.
Hey!
I know it's going to be ridiculously tough, but I'm still doing it. If it has to end here, I want to at least do it on my terms. Powering the escape pod by killing the baby and using his blood, nothing good can come of that. Stop your delusional thinking. We are fighting a war here. You should always take the path with the quickest solution, the one that will bring the most benefit to all. Quickest solution. That's exactly why it should be avoided, I think. Yeah, that's right. Pardon, what are you mumbling about to yourself over there? Listen, commune, I killed a traitor by the name of Edo Otsuki on my second day here. He was cunning and evil to the core. I was so sure I couldn't let him live. I thought the quickest way to solve that problem was to kill him. Thinking back now, that was when this hellish nightmare began. Siri was destroyed, Gaku was murdered, and then the whole killing game business began. Edo even reappeared when he should have been dead. Also, he could take revenge on me. That means killing an ally, the quickest solution should never be taken. That's what I believe now. You're right, when we're fighting a war... You're right that we're fighting a war, so killing the enemy is more or less expected. But it also means we have to look after our own. Killing an ally is an idea we should never entertain. You're picking now to spout foolish sophistry. The bottom line is that you are reluctant to take a life, yes? I ask that you recall our conversation last night. Even if you let the baby live now, he will die in another week anyway, burned up by his own flames. He does not have long to live. Either way, we ought to burn the last embers of his life in a way that means something. Yeah, I actually have an idea about that. Can't we bring the baby with us when we leave? I don't understand. The baby's being kept alive in a capsule inside the defense room right now. Do you think we could transfer that capsule to the escape pod? I'm hoping to bring him along with us to the artificial satellite. If anyone can make that happen, it's you, Commune. Richness is gearing up to attack, and you want me to think of a way to keep a baby alive? This lunacy. Your priority should be keeping your allies alive. Exactly what I'm doing. The baby is one of my allies. I didn't want to kill any more of our own, or stand by and watch them die. Those were my honest and true feelings. You've been brainwashed by some strange cult, Takumi? I had enough of you. I can no longer count on your assistance. I have no choice but to carry out the deed myself. Before I could say anything in response, a hazy flame appeared along with Ghost Boy, the spectral manifestation of the person we'd been talking about. Who are you? Where did you come from? Did Veshness send you? It's okay, Commune. He's one of us. This is an avatar of the baby in the defense room. I placed myself between Commune and the Ghost Boy before speaking to him. I haven't seen you in a while. I thought you were too sick to manifest yourself. To inform you about something, I will keep it short. I am not feeling very well right now. Not feeling well? In what sense? Right, you can't tell because I'm in this form. Basically, I'm sick. How did that happen? There is a particular space known as blood space in this world. It is a distinct space filled with cryptoglobin energy. However, a malicious aura from the future has been seeping into a certain part of that space. My true form, the baby, is being badly affected by that aura. This may sound strange, but the blood space corruption was purified a little while ago, and I suddenly recovered. I'm not exactly sure what happened. His recovery was probably related to the end of the invader hunt somehow. Maybe the corruption was purified after the malicious entities had all died out. For the last few days I've been going around school every night to gather information and figure out the reason for my sudden recovery. Imagine my surprise when I saw you discussing my assassination with this girl last night. I've been following you since yesterday to see what decision you would end up making. That's creepy, stop that. I was honestly surprised by your decision, that you would let me live, you of all people. Of course, what sort of person did you think I was? A serial killer. What else? You killed Ado in cold blood before he even did anything on day 2. I didn't say anything at the time, but I held the deepest contempt for you after that. Now I'm starting to think I got it wrong, though. Have I misunderstood you this whole time? If I have, then I'd like to apologize for my mistake. There's no need for that. I don't blame anyone for despising someone like me. But I think I've grown as a person. I've become more human-like in the last 100 days. Growth? Something a perpetual baby like me will never get to experience. Not yet, maybe. But there's always time for that in the days to come. You can do all the growing you want on the artificial satellite. What? Can I really go with you? I haven't done anything to really contribute to the war effort. It feels too optimistic for me to be recognized as an ally at this stage. Do something about it. Join us in the final defense battle as a fellow soldier. How about that? The number of invaders we have to deal with is beyond imagination. We won't be able to handle them on our own. If you join us, our chances of victory will be higher than before, even if it's only by a little. Isn't that right, Commune? Do not be absurd. A single soldier won't be enough to make up for the sheer difference in numbers. All they have to do is bulldoze their way in, and it's game over for us. There's really that many of them? Any way you look at it, it's a world-ending number. Okay, then how about this?
I increased the strength of the wall of fire to block out as many of them as possible.
You can do that? I've never tried, but it should be possible. The blood space is overflowing with energy right now. When the malicious aura was purified, clean energy took its place. If I infuse that energy into the wall, then just maybe. If the wall becomes stronger, will that give us an advantage? Yes, the number of enemies that can make it through the flames at any one time will be greatly reduced. We can split up the army, bottleneck the troops' advance. It will greatly improve our chances of victory. We had stumbled upon a path to victory completely by accident. The baby had been the final piece of the puzzle. Very well, Ghost Boy. Do not delay. Start increasing the strength of the wall right now. If this strategy succeeds, I'll make sure your physical body gets to the artificial satellite if it's the last thing I do. Yes, of course. I'll give it my best shot. I picked the right choice. Let's go. He disappeared in a hurry at Commune's urgent command, likely to begin strengthening the wall of fire. The moment I decided to rescue someone who'd been destined for death, a new path had opened up to us. It was like it was meant to be. This was the path I should have taken from the start. I should have chosen to save lives rather than take them. If I hadn't killed Ado back then. But it was too late for regrets. I had to focus on saving the baby. A way to take him out of the defense room and up to the artificial satellite with us. That was what we needed to figure out now. Let me see if I've got this straight. Basically, you want us to break down this door and get into the defense room, right? So we can save the baby that's inside? Can we do that, though? Isn't the capsule he's in a life support system or something? That is what we need to do. Get inside and ascertain. Wasn't this door protected by undying flames the last time we saw it? Or did they disappear? The baby must have extinguished them to make things easier for us. Helping us in return for helping him, huh? It's like a fairy tale. Yeah, except this is a grim reality. Anyway, help me break down this door. We stood in front of the door with our class armor, class weapons in hand. Alright guys, we'll attack the door all at once on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Without the undying flames to protect it, the door was no longer impervious. Slowly but steadily, the door began to crumble under our attacks. The damage grew heavier and heavier, until at long last, it opened. The second it was open, we all went rushing through like an avalanche. And inside. The baby's capsule was in the deepest part of the room. Let me see. Yes, if I modify the capsule to be self-sustaining, we need only take it into the escape pod with us once Veshness is defeated. It will be a complicated operation, but I can count on everyone's full support, can't I? That day, all of us joined in the effort to modify the capsule so that we could keep our promise to take the baby along with us. One full week after we began working on the capsule modification.
Intruder alert. Defense mode.
Veshness, she's here. I leapt out of bed the moment the alarm went off. The big moment was finally here. Veshness had led her massive army here, with the goal of completely wiping us out. I ran over to the war room at full speed. It's finally here. Look at the screen, I've never seen an army so big. Even so, this is not as large as I had anticipated. Strengthening the wall of fire worked. Baby has kept his promise to us. Modifying his capsule together was worth the effort. Don't see Veshness yet, though. Probably hanging behind and leaving all of the dirty work to her soldiers. Classic final boss move. That works for us. We'll take out as many invaders as we can before she shows up. Should get going. Take care of things while we're gone, Commune. Sure to return safely. Defeat is not an option today. Someone like that can't possibly beat us. We'll be back and we'll make our dreams come true together.
Here we go. For the final time. Special Defense Unit, move out!
Got clanky guys. Battle.
Wow! Take a look at that!
There's so many of them! Just what you'd expect to see in a final battle.
Stand firm and tall. They're no match for us.
Better clean up the small fry before the bigger Veshness fish arrives.
Let the battle begin!
Help me! I don't want to fight!
Good to go. Let's go. This should do it. Let's do this. Take that! Good to go. I've got this. That's it. Oh, let's go. Got ready when you are. Here. All right.
I'm good to go. Stinks, doesn't it? Let's get to the killing. I can't wait. I like how this feels. I'm good to go. Experiment time. Let's get to the kill. Time for me to move. How about this? Let's get to the killing. I can't wait. Does this do it for you? Let's get to the killing.
I'll do my best. I'm much stronger now. I'm all... Here goes. Leave it to me. Try and dodge this. So
Here goes.
tired.
Try this on for size. Okay, okay. Out of the way, pest. You little... I'm bees.
Specifically,
Sloppy. I'm not done yet. Try this on for size. Well, this could be trouble. What a nuisance! I'm not done yet. Ha! I refuse to give in. Try this on for size. Hardly a challenge.
I'll do my best. Ready? Aim. I can't move.
Here we go. Let's do this. Got it. Let's go. Take that. Ready when you are. All right.
I can't wait.
Ha!
Time for me to move. I'm good to go. Time for me to move. Let's get to the I'll just put this... Time for me to move. Experiment time. You make a lovely corpse. I'm good to go. Such a beautiful death.
I didn't realize you could stop.
That was too close for comfort. This is more like it. I'm not done yet. I refuse to give in. Well, I've got this. I'm not done yet. I'll leave them a little... I refuse... Ha! All too easy.
Leave it to me. How's this? Let's go! Stabby, stab, stab!
I can't move at all.
Up. You guys,
My turn. Ready when you are. Harder. Here we go. Let's go. Got it.
Here
It's-
goes. I'll blow you away. good. What a nuisance. I guess I'm up. Try this on for size. Here goes. Ha! All good. Out of the way, pest. All too easy.
Ready when you are. Watch out! I'm taking the wheel. Take this! I'm good whenever. Don't try to stop me. Leave it to me. How's this?
I can't wait. Stinks, doesn't it? Time for me to move. This may hurt. Let's get to the killing. How about this? I'm good to go. Does this do it for you?
Here goes. Ha! All good. What a nuisance. I guess I'm up. I'll blow you away.
They're talking like humans again.
Well, they were human once. But remember what Commune told us. A person who's been transformed into a school invader can never go back to being human.
Then a quick death is the best mercy we can grant them.
That's right. We're the good guys here.
Glossing over the situation with pretty words didn't change the fact that we were murdering other people. But this would be the last time. Once this was over, we'd flee to a place where no one would kill or be killed.
We're just one step away from the artificial satellite. Let's break out of this hellscape together!
Get ready for the second wave. This battalion will be on the same scale as the one you just fought.
How many more of them are there?
Oh, is it just me, or are they starting to look like a swarm of locusts?
Focus on the battle, guys. Don't lose heart.
Hold strong, everyone! Let's do this!
I don't want to fight.
Help me!
I don't want to.
I've got this! Here we go! Yeah! My turn! Take that! I've got this! There! Let's do this! Ah! Oh, say when! Yeah! Got good to go! Here! All right, here we go!
I'm all set.
Here goes.
I'll do my best.
Time for me to move.
Here we power up!
I suppose I could have used her to wipe.
I've got this! There! Good to go! Take this! Got it! Ready when you are! There! Here we go! Take that! Let's go! Gotta push it! Good to go! Ha! Oh, ready when you are! Ha!
Good to go. Say when. All right.
Keep going up.
It's killing game time! Drop dead! Okay, your turn now.
I can't wait. I'm good to go. Stinks, doesn't it? You make. Let's get to the killing. I'm good to go. Such a beautiful death.
I'll do my best. Here goes. I'm feeling weaker. Leave it to me. I'm ready.
All good. Here goes. Ha! Help me. All good. This one will blow you away. The rest is in your hands.
I'm all set. Try and dodge this.
I guess I'm up.
Tired.
What a nuisance! Okay, okay. I've got them pinned down. I guess I'm up. Try this on for size. Okay, okay. Out of the way, pest. Oh, good. Try this on for size. Okay, okay. Out of the way, pest. Oh, good. I'll blow you away. Hardly a challenge. You little...
There's no hope.
I can't wait. Does this do it for you?
Let's go! Okay, okay! Don't bother me! I'm good whenever. Let's roll! Ready when you are. I'm taking the out of the way!
Okay, okay. What a nuisance. All good. I'll blow you away. Okay, okay. This is more like it. Here goes. What a nuisance. I guess I'm up. Out of the way, pest. Here goes.
We're close. We're awake now, keep.
I guess I'm up. Ha! Here goes.
Let's get to the...
Let's dip, stab, stab, stab!
Good tired. Tired cookie. I'd nap it. I didn't have cookies.
I guess I'm up. Out of the way, pest!
Best way.
All right, that's all the regular troops taken care of.
I'm dead tired.
Keep your spirits high, sister dearest. That was just the preview. The main event is yet to come.
I sense a strong presence approaching. It has to be her.
She's finally here.
There she is! Veshness herself!
Dormy was right. The Supreme Commander appeared and slowly started making her way toward us. At last she stood in place, looking us up and down before speaking.
I'll admit, I did not foresee you lasting this long, or destroying all of my battle pets.
Whoa, Battle Pets, the hit game?
You thought we'd be pushovers, huh? Well, that's too bad. We're not losing to you today.
Yeah! We're the elite few survivors of that brutal killing game!
Look at what's become of your strongest army in history and tell us. Do you feel like surrendering yet?
Surrender? Surely you jest. You have not even seen my real army yet. Watch and despair. You shall now witness the worst nightmare of your lives. Come forth, my elite slaves!
Now I gotta watch it, see if they actually...
Wicked invaders! Repent your evil ways before your new god! Bow down!
Please be in front of
Not like this.
No!
She still had this many invaders up her sleeve?
She wasn't bluffing when she said her army was bigger than ever.
These troops must be her trump card. If she is desperate enough to pull them out now, she can't be having a good time.
This is our chance to take down Veshness and her goons all at once. This is the real final showdown.
I don't want to fight.
Ooh, 99.
Let's go.
Should have figured it was...
Good to go. Harder. My turn. Not bad. Good to go. Let's do this. Take this. Here we go. I've got this. Take this. Here we go. This isn't good.
Could have dealt. Start over for this one.
Good to go. Time to use it. Let's go. My turn.
Something stupid. I gotta use my voltage too.
I've got this. Harder.
Counter on.
Say when. Gotta push it.
Um,
Let's do this!
And one of these times I'll actually get it.
Here we go! Hard! Let's go! Gotta push it!
SEO.
Say when! This should do it.
Heck,
Let's do this! Take this! Say when! Here we go! Take that! Say when!
okay, she had
I've
me.
got this! Take this! Can't give up! That all you got?
Frankly, it doesn't matter because that's my stream.
That's
Wait, no.
I'm not done yet.
Last resort. The last
One last strike! What?
Oh,
Like this?
that was dumb. I need Takumi.
Ready when you are. Harder! Let's do this! Gotta push it! Say when. Time to use it. Good to go. Ready when you are. Let's go. My turn.
Can't use the ultimate, I just got a stuck.
This isn't good. It's all right. I'm not done yet. One last strike.
But I'm not put over half her health.
I should have thought. I'm so dizzy.
Stunned. You stunned. You are also stunned. So your attack stunned them.
I've got this. That's it. Let's go. Ready when you are. My turn. Good to go. All right.
Here we go! It's killing! Here we go!
It,
Drop dead! Boring.
Time for me to move. I can't wait. Time for me to move. Stinks, doesn't it?
I won't give in. Yeah! I'm okay. Here goes. I can still fight. Stay back.
Who you gonna go hit?
You little.
As a that's the ultimate. It is. Right there.
Let's get to the killing.
Kill everyone there.
It's killing
Maybe
game
you'll
time!
free and bunch.
Time for me to move. I'll kill them all! I'm dead tired.
Let's go! Something. Here we go! Fine. It's killing game time! Okay, okay. Oh, nice.
Pretty sure we should.
Let's go!
Yeah, like,
Something. Here we go. Okay, okay.
especially with her building up almost.
Let's do it to it. Stab. Here we go. Seriously depressing.
Murder.
Here!
We survived.
Why? Why? An army led by a living god should have trampled over mere mortals like you.
Veshness, you transformed every single soldier of yours into a combat organism. Honestly, they would have fared better as humans. In the end, your own tyranny was your downfall.
Is that why I didn't see a single human in that large army?
Cammy's right. We would have had a harder time making ourselves fight Rego humans.
You have no regard for any human life other than your own.
That arrogant refusal to believe in anyone was the reason for your defeat, Veshness.
Arrogance befits my station as god.
This old.
It is only right I should decide what my people do.
Hag is irredeemable.
We really like throwing around hag
She
constantly.
truly believes she's a god now.
Veshness, if you really want to get closer to God, I'll help you by sending your soul to the heavens. Your cryptoglobin will come all the way to the artificial satellite with us. That's where we will live in undisturbed peace, never needing to kill another person again.
I grip my sword and walk toward Veshness. The final murder should be carried out by the leader, by me.
Step away! What are you doing?
I raised my sword.
No!
And I dealt the finishing blow to Veshness, ending the war once and for all. And then came day 100. We all boarded the escape pod together. And finally blasted off into space.
Look! Up ahead! It's the artificial satellite!
Oh, we're almost to the new world, sister dearest. What do you feel like having when we land on it?
Did you hear that, infant? We will be reaching the artificial satellite soon.
We'll take you out of the capsule once we arrive, alright? Don't worry. As your older sister, I'll be sure to raise you into a fine young man.
Wait. What? You're going to raise the infant? Does that make him my little brother?
I can't wait to start my new life up there. I've never had roommates before. We gotta go house hunting right away. We'll need to find a place and sign the lease like today.
I don't know. Wouldn't tomorrow be better? I'd really rather just rest for today.
House hunting is a battle of its own. The good ones will get snapped up if we don't act quickly. You're not being serious enough about this, Takumi.
Okay. Sorry.
We know who wears the pants in this relationship, at least.
Yeah.
If the hen pecking ever gets too tedious for you, the door to my room is always open.
Don't forget, I'll be in the same house too, Takumi. I won't let you have your naughty way with Mistress Tsubasa. I'll be glaring at you every step of the way. I was her first kiss, and I'll never let you forget that.
Darumi, you and I will have to settle this between us one day.
As we bantered, the artificial satellite slowly drew closer. We knew our life there wouldn't always be sunshine and rainbows, of course. As returning war veterans, we would probably feel out of place in civilian society. Life may not play out exactly as we imagined. I wouldn't even put it past them to treat us as war criminals, the ones who let the Exodus project fail. And there would be plenty of sleepless nights as we remembered the terrible things we had done. We had seen and experienced too much death to ever live in complete peace. But together, we could handle anything. No matter what the future ended up throwing at us, there was no trial we couldn't overcome together. As long as we had each other and the light of hope, we could go anywhere and do anything. That was the lesson we had learned from the last 100 days of death and betrayal. We would never lose sight of that ray of hope we fought so hard to grab. That was the promise I made to myself as we finally set foot on the artificial satellite. Oh, you're not gonna show us? Boo. Hope from despair. No seeing what the satellite's like. Now we're killing a baby. I can't imagine this goes on. No other way. I have to kill the baby. It was my responsibility as leader to ensure everyone made it to the artificial satellite safely. For that to happen, I had to stain my hands with blood one last time. But I can't do it now. Someone was bound to notice me walking into the defense room in broad daylight. I don't want anyone to see me doing this. I decided I would do it secretly, in the middle of the night, away from the watchful eyes of others. In the middle of the night, I quietly made my way to the door in front of the defense room. The baby's on the other side of this door. He was generating undying flames in his capsule even as I stood there. The door was protected by undying flames too. They would rekindle almost instantly, even with repeated use of fire extinguishers. Undying flames that not even fire extinguishers could put out, this room was an impregnable fortress. But that wouldn't be a problem for me in this enhanced suit. The suit Hiroko retrieved for us at the cost of her life and the suit Ado left behind. Commune combined the materials of both to create an enhanced suit that could withstand the heat of undying flames. If the undying flames can't hurt me, this door is no longer unassailable. And this hydraulic hammer should be more than enough to break it down. Guys, I'm going to get us what we need. The cryptoglobin we need to launch the escape pod. As I mumble those words under my breath, I took a step closer to the door. And then he showed up. What the? You. The ghost boy suddenly manifested in front of the very door, protecting his physical form. He chose a really bad time to show up again after such a long absence. Why are you so surprised? Aren't you here to kill me? No, of course not. You don't need to hide it from me, Takumi. I have a good grasp on the situation. You need to kill me for my cryptoglobin to power the escape pod you found underground, right? How did you know? I thought you weren't feeling well enough to move around.
Huh?
This may sound strange, but the blood space corruption was purified a little while ago and I suddenly recovered. For the last few days, I've been going around school every night to gather information and figure out the reason for my sudden recovery. That's when I saw you discussing my assassination with a girl I'd never seen before. You heard me talking with Commune? You were talking about whether or not you would kill me. I've been watching you since yesterday to see what decision you'd end up making. And as I expected, you've decided to kill me. So you're here to stop me? I wish I could. After all, who would want to die right after recovering from an illness? Unfortunately, my powers are useless against you. Undying flames have no effect on that strange suit you're wearing. That's why you wore it here, right? Looks like my guess was correct. I'm powerless to stop you from committing this crime. Suddenly, something happened to the undying flames protecting the door. They completely vanished. Did you do that? But why? It's pointless to fight back. I've decided to accept my death gracefully. Go ahead and kill me, Takumi. It's okay. The escape pod needs my cryptoglobin to fly, right? You're willing to die to help us? All of you have been fighting so hard to defend my body from the invaders, after all. It's only right that I do something for you in return. I was touched to my core by the baby's kind-heartedness. Now we could go to the artificial satellite without fighting Veshness. But I need you to promise me one thing. What is it? I don't mind you using my cryptoglobin to power the escape pod for the others, but...
You can't get on that pod, Takumi.
What? Why not? Think about it. Think about everything you've done. You killed Ado before he even did anything on day 2, and now you're trying to kill a defenseless baby. You're dangerous. Letting you on the satellite could cause trouble for a lot of people. So I want you to die with me, here on this planet. It seemed like the ghost boy had got the impression I was some kind of heartless serial killer. But who could blame him? I'd killed a lot of people, and now I was trying to do the same to him. You promise me you won't take the escape pod to the artificial satellite. I'll give you my word. I'll let you use me as fuel without any resistance. Did I want to stay behind on Earth by myself? Of course not. I had my own dreams, and I wanted to see how the others fulfilled theirs as well. I couldn't bear to accept this condition, but... Alright, I promise.
I won't get on the escape pod. I'll stay here.
I made a promise I didn't intend to keep. The baby would be dead by then, so it wouldn't matter anyway. At the relief. My life won't have been wasted if I take you down with me. He sounded truly relieved when he said that. A moment later, he vanished. I just can't seem to get away from the bad guy role. Communicating directly with the person I was about to kill only added to the weight of my guilt, but there was no time for hesitation. It was time to carry out my final murder. There was no need to stay in the suit now that the undying flames were gone. I took it off and transformed into my class armor instead. Then I started breaking down the door. Without the flames to protect it, it didn't stand a chance. Slowly but steadily, the door began to crumble under my attacks. The damage grew heavier and heavier, until at long last, it was completely destroyed. I dashed right into the defense room without stopping. With a loud cry, I charged toward the baby's capsule. I had a strong feeling my guilt would paralyze me if I hesitated for even a moment. So I just kept running with all my strength. Don't stay calm, get agitated. Throw out all your common sense. I kept repeating those words to myself as I raised my sword and with a racing heart, sliced through the capsule with the baby still inside it.
System down. System down. Emergency. Emergency. Switching to reserve power supply. Restore system immediately.
The emergency announcement began playing as I took the baby's body out of the capsule.
Full system. Error. Emergency. Reserve power depleted. All systems shutting down. All systems shutting down.
The lights went out. I quickly ran through the darkened school campus. I handed the body over to Commune, who had been waiting in the storeroom. Amy, you did as I asked. I'm sorry you always have to be forced to take on the painful responsibilities. I am truly sorry. Never mind that, just get the escape pod ready. I'll go call the others. I ran up the stairs of the school toward the roof. Wake up, everyone. Head to the escape pod hangar right now. Wake up. The escape pod is ready. I pounded on every door on the roof to wake everyone up. Huh? What happened? Is there an enemy attack? Just head to the hangar now. Everybody, wake up. I carried my confused friends toward the underground hangar. Everybody crowded into the escape pod.
What's going on? I thought we couldn't use the escape pod without Veshness's cryptoglobin.
Did you find a substitute? Who in the world could sub for Veshness?
Hey, wait. What do we do about the invader army? I glanced out of the window as we were running here, and the wall of fire was gone. The school's completely defenseless right now.
Isn't the wall of fire powered by the baby in the defense room? If the wall is down, something must have happened to the baby. And here's the escape pod suddenly ready to take off. Does that mean the fuel being used to power this pod is...
Takumi! You didn't!
The jig was up. My friends had figured out I'd done the unforgivable once more. I closed my eyes and kept silent, fearful that they would turn on me. However, Tsubasa and Yugamu each took one of my hands into theirs and squeezed hard, tightly, without saying anything. I'll share your guilt with you. That was what it felt like. They were trying to tell me.
I'm sorry, Takumi.
You did that despicable deed? For us?
That makes us accomplices. You should have just let me tank bad guy roles like this.
One by one, the others started commiserating with me. The moment it hit me that they weren't going to despise me, tears of relief started welling up in my eyes. made my desire to go to the artificial satellite with these people even stronger than before.
Commune? How long until takeoff?
Just a little more. The takeoff sequence is proceeding smoothly. We just have to trick the AI into thinking today is day 100.
As soon as she said that, the inside of the pod started shaking, making it difficult for us to keep standing.
To your seats! This is gonna be a rough launch. Expect at least 8G.
What the heck's 8G? I didn't know phone tech was that advanced already.
No.
I think she means the gravitational force pushing against our bodies when we take off.
How strong is 8G?
Strong enough to rip your heart out of your body if you don't strap down. Get to your seats, everyone!
We quickly found our seats and buckled up. At around the same time,
An omnidirectional attack will launch in 400 seconds. Leading up to the omnidirectional attack, all defenses will be rerouted to the intercept system. Special Defense Unit members, please board the escape pod in the schoolyard immediately.
the announcement that was supposed to play on day 100 blared out from the hangar speakers. Commune had successfully hacked the system and tricked the AI into thinking it was day 100. My heart was racing, and my breathing became faster. We were finally returning to the artificial satellite. All our dreams were going to come true.
I want to make something like this.
Feeding hungry kids.
Next time.
Maybe. Then I'd be just.
It felt like so long.
Yes, but everything is over now. Once the next announcement plays, this pod will be ejected to the schoolyard. After that, it goes directly to the artificial satellite.
An omnidirectional attack will launch in 390 seconds.
As the second announcement played, the shaking in the escape pod became even more intense.
It's finally time! Let's go!
Special Defense Unit members, please board the escape pod in the schoolyard immediately.
To outer space we go!
Wow! I'm actually starting to get excited!
An omnidirectional attack will launch momentarily.
It's over, Takumi.
Yeah. It feels like it's been a really long nightmare.
Please depart immediately after boarding the escape pod.
This long and hellish nightmare of ours was finally ending today. We were going to the artificial satellite.
Repeat. An omnidirectional attack will launch moment.
Huh?
The announcement got cut off halfway. It wasn't just the announcement, all the mechanical noises around us had stopped. The inside of the pod was eerily silent.
What's happening?
What's going on? We out of power?
Has the takeoff been reset?
Commune, what is this?
I don't understand. Why was the takeoff aborted at this stage?
Commune stood up from her seat in a fluster and booted up the internal PC to check what had caused the disruption.
What? Insufficient propellant energy? That is impossible!
Not even the baby's blood is strong enough to power the escape pod?
It can't be. His cryptoglobin was supposed to be in a league of its own.
Exactly! For it to be insufficient is inconceivable. Just 1 second ago, the power was so strong, I was having trouble keeping it in check.
Commune kept staring at the screen, completely stunned.
The energy in the propellant keeps going down even as we speak. It's almost as if it's deliberately refusing to allow us to take flight.
The moment Commune said that, I suddenly remembered what had transpired before. The promise I made to the baby just before he died.
You can't get on that pod, Takumi.
Was the escape pod being stalled from taking off because I broke my promise? Was his will preventing me from reaching the artificial satellite? I should have gotten off the pod the moment I realized I was the one holding it back. Everyone would be saved then, everyone except me, but I just couldn't give up on my dream. Becoming roommates with Tsubasa, Yugamu, and Doremi on the artificial satellite, happily living day to day despite being dirt poor. I did the unforgivable so that we could all attain that dream together. Killing all those people would be for nothing if I died here. I couldn't bear to get off the escape pod. Weighed down by my hopes and dreams for the future, my body simply refused to move.
Isn't there anything we can do? We just need cryptoglobin, right? Kill me and take mine!
Mine too! I'd gladly die to make sure Mr. Tsubasa stays alive! What the heck are you two suggesting? That's not happening! Calm down, brother dearest!
No, I should be the one to get off. A leader shouldn't cling to life so disgracefully. It was my duty to sacrifice myself and save the others. Get off. Get off. Get off. Get off the stupid pod, Takumi. But I still couldn't muster up the resolve. The thought that I'd never see my friends again paralyzed me. Nozomi, Ima, Kako, Doremi, Yugamu, Commune, and I would never see Tsubasa again either. The announcement alerting us that time was up echoed through the inside of the pod.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Defense mode.
Veshness must have mobilized her army to attack the school after noticing the wall of fire had disappeared. There was no time for us to escape anymore. Our big gamble had failed. All because I shamelessly tried to survive alongside the others. We quickly rushed out of the pod to take on Veshness and her troops. The invader army wasn't as large as I had imagined. Veshness must have organized her troops in a hurry to seize the window of opportunity while the wall of fire was down. We were more or less evenly matched with her hastily thrown together squad. Invaders came swarming into the school from all directions, and all we could do was kill, 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 kill. By around daybreak, we had virtually annihilated all invaders except for Veshness and her main force. All that remained was the Supreme Commander herself. If we could take her out, we could survive this. We were so close to a miraculous victory, but it wasn't meant to be. Her greatest weapon, the Revival-matic, broke down from overuse. Unable to come back to life, we started losing our lives one after another, and in the end, though we barely managed to defeat Veshness, she took each and every one of us down with her. Wonderful. So close and yet so far. Okay. Tomorrow we will do this one, where we will not go and kill humans. Crazy thought. But I'm gonna be done for now. 3 hours. We finally finished off a bunch. Got some more endings. Now we go see who's live. We're gonna raid this one. Alright, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad we're finishing off some of these routes again. This was such a long one. And now we have to get all of the bad ends that I'm pretty sure just kill us, most likely. But I don't have much. So I'm gonna send us off. So thank you guys for hanging out, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, night, evening, afternoon, morning. And I'll see you guys next time.